Can you roll a Panama hat? Well, for hundreds of years, this is what made Panama hats famous. It's just an old story, an old fable. And the truth is, you can, but it wrecks your hat and it looks crappy. So this is a traditional rollable Panama hat. It has this center line through the center so that you can fold it in half and roll it up, just like that. It's pretty simple. And this is like a $800 hat. And it will wreck the hat in the end. And even the people who sell them say, look, don't leave them rolled up very long, because if you leave that in the plane for 20 hours, when you get it out, the brim is going to look terrible. It'll look like, this is just with a 1 minute roll. You can see it's starting to do the swerving. It'll just look like crap. Now, all over the world, particularly in Ecuador, they have rollable Panama hats on all the streets, and they're really cheap. And this is a cheap tourist rollable Panama hat that someone brought in. And this is what they look like after you've rolled them a few times. The brim starts to fray, it looks all wobbly, and the crown starts to crack through all the different lines there. So it just falls apart. So everyone goes home with a rollable Panama, lasts a month or so, and they throw it in the bin. Or it usually ends up as a garden hat. And that's fair enough. But there is a better solution. Now, my favorite solution, and I've been working these out. I bought every single rollable Panama hat trying to work it out. And there's rubbery ones, which are quite flexible, but they still do the same thing. The brim looks terrible and it cracks through the crown. But it's the looking terrible bit that I hate the most, because you just look like you got a wonky hat on. It doesn't look cool. And sometimes you see celebrities in their, $3,000 rollable Panamas, and they just look terrible. No one thinks, hey, he's got a rollable Panama. They just think, oh, he looks like a dick. Anyway, this is my solution. So this has got a crochet crown through the top. So it's very, very strong and durable, 10 times stronger than a normal Panama. And you can beat it up, it travels well. On the brim, you've got what we call a Cuenca brim, and there's a wire that's been installed into here, plastic wire, so that no matter what you do to the brim, it always comes back to shape. It just pops back, and then you pop it all out, stick it on your head, and away you go. Now, we do lots of different versions. There's sun hat versions for the ladies. There's bucket hats, which are really big in Japan. Pink bucket hats, big in the mountains. These are more like a beach version. And this is all crocheted as well. And they will last an incredibly long time. I've never seen one break. Gray ones. And then there's the full crochet hat, which is, it's a crochet brim and a crochet crown. And the only problem with those is when they get crushed and distorted, they remember that distortion. So if it gets folded or whatever, you have to be able to adjust your hat, smooth it all out, and then it looks really good. And if you're cool with hats and doing that, that's fine. But if you're going to treat your hat pretty rough, I wouldn't recommend going that way at all. Now, you can get good quality rollable Panama hats, and the best one of all the ones that I bought and tested was the Lock & Co. It's pretty much exactly this hat here, except I know that if you do it, you're going to trash your hat and it's going to look terrible. So have a think about it, and it'd be better to have a packable Panama hat. And there's videos here on how you pack Panama hats, but these ones, you can literally squish them into your bag, and when you pull them out, they'll pop back in. That's my solution. Thank you.